Welcome back to the channel. My name is Abel and we're back with Football Manager 2020 for what's probably going to be the last time. I haven't really got anything else planned for this game, so this may be the last time you're seeing FM20 on the channel. So we're going to send it off with a look at the database we've been looking at in the past few weeks, but 100 years into the future. So the past couple of videos we've done with this save is we looked 20 years into the future to 2040. We looked 50 years into the future into 2070. So now we have gone another 50 years into the future to 2120. So we are 100 years in the future. I've not seen anything. The last thing I saw before simulating was to 2070, and then I've had to sort of stop and start, but all I've done is go on holiday. So I've tried my best not to look at anything, but we're going to have a look at the landscape of football in 2120. We're going to look at some league champions of all 5 divisions, the big 5 divisions, and Scotland as well, which we've been doing. We're going to look at World Cups and Euros and all that stuff. We're going to look at leading transfers, see if that £211 million has been beaten. We'll see if that's been beaten or not. We're not really going to look at the best players in the world really, because they're all going to be regens, aren't they? But we can see if there's been any huge winners. Of course, we had that English guy that won like 8 in a row or something. So we can see if we've got someone like that. What we're going to do that we haven't been doing is look at some Premier League records and see if any have been broken or if any have remained in the past 100 years. I think that would be really interesting to look at. So we're going to do that today as well. Just a little extra for the 100-year look. So we're in 2120. Immediately we can see that England have just won the Euros. When we last left off in 2070, they were doing pretty well. And England and Mexico had won like 4 World Cups between them in a row. So England winning tournaments, which is nice to see. However, when we last met in 2070, Liverpool hadn't won the league. Of course, we started this in July 2019. So we simulated the 2019-2020 season as well, which Liverpool didn't win. Chelsea won it. And moving on to 2070, 50 years in the future, Liverpool was still waiting for that Premier League win. So from then, it was an 80-year wait from 1990 to 2070. So I'm hoping that in the past 50 years, they have won it. Otherwise, I'm really going to be upset. And the way that we played last night, I'm recording this on the Monday, after that freak 7-2 against Villa, I don't really want to see Liverpool go over 100 years without a win. That would be just horrific. Okay, I imagine that some of this might take a while as we're now 100 years into this database. So, you know, there's a lot of data to make up. So we'll wait and see how long it takes. But let's have a look at the Premier Division. We've got a new champion, and that new champion is Newcastle in 2120, which is such a weird year to hear. 2120 or 2120. Newcastle, the most recent winners. In fact, the past 4, we've had Tottenham win in 2019. That's not their first one though. We've had Everton win 2 in a row, which the way they go in this season in real life, they might win. They've got a perfect start. We've got Chelsea, Burnley and Tottenham again. So where we left off in 2017, Man City were on a 3rd straight title. But we saw the emergence of Burnley as a title winner. They won 3 in a row from 2064 to 2066. So we'll see if they've added some more. We have seen that they've added some more. But we're going to slowly scroll up and we're going to have a look at some other winners. So Burnley won another one. And then Crystal Palace started winning titles. They won 3 in 4 years. And then Chelsea had a really good spell. 6 in a row there. Palace winning again. Palace and Burnley have been the ones to really come through and, you know, break into the big boys of the Premier League. There was the Arsenal end a long drought without a title. 58 was the last one, so that's been about 40 years for them, almost 40 years. Arsenal getting some. And then Liverpool, we can see, finally won their first one in 2085. So it was a 95-year wait for Liverpool for a Premier League title. 95 years. That's a long time. If I'm alive in 2086, then I'm glad I did something right, because I don't think I'm going to be. If I live to be 96, I'll be very pleased. So we see Arsenal win a few. And then, you know, you got the usual suspects, your Liverpools, your Man United, your Chelseas. And then we see Tottenham come in 2013, which was their first title since, when was the last time Spurs won the league? 1961. So how long has that been? 1961 to, what year was it? 2113. So that's about 150 years, isn't it? Have I got that maths right? I'm on the spot. I think it's about 150 years. That's ridiculous. And then we saw Burnley get a win again after a bit of a drought. And then Liverpool winning again. Liverpool get 5 in a row there. And then recently some really interesting ones with Everton and Newcastle coming through as well. So yeah, the landscape has changed a lot recently. Arsenal haven't had one in a while. Man City have disappeared off the face of the earth. Bristol City got a second place finish. Where have Man City gone? They've completely fallen off the map. So we can see that Newcastle won the Premier League. Everton, Tottenham and Arsenal round out the top 4. Millwall and Liverpool get into the Europa League, and then Chelsea into the Europa Conference League, which is a competition that hasn't started up yet. It's like a tertiary European competition, basically, which I'm not sure what to make of it. Watford, Palace and Nottingham Forest round out the top 10. Man United just outside the top 10. Bristol City level on points with them. Then we've got Burnley, Sheffield United, Man City in 15th. Burnley and Aston Villa avoiding the drop. Stoke, Brentford and Southampton getting relegated. Let's see how far some teams have fallen. If we go down to the Championship and we have a look at the most recent Championship season, you can see Leicester in there, Leeds United back in the Championship, Fulham, West Brom, West Ham in the Championship. I wonder if anyone's fallen even further. Are there any Premier League teams in League One? Not that I can see, so it doesn't look like anyone's fallen particularly far, unless they're in League 2, which I highly doubt. Wolves are in League 2. That's a bit of a surprise. Wigan are down here as well. But, you know, they're in financial trouble, I think. I know, I think they got bought, actually. But looks like Wolves have fallen the furthest. They're down in League 2, and they finished 9th. Is there anyone in the National League? I'd be surprised. No, it doesn't look like it. So it looks like Wolves have been the team to sort of fall the furthest, which is a shame for Wolverhampton. Let's look at some records then. We haven't really looked at this, and it's going to be interesting to see which records have stayed and which ones have been broken. So Chelsea have the most amount of titles with 40 league titles. Man City's record of 100 points stays from 2018. Brentford have broken the record for the fewest points in the season with 9 points. Don't even get double figures. And that's the lowest since Derby County in, I think it was 07-08 when they got 11. Man City's 32 wins also in 2018 remains. Derby's 1 win. Brentford losing 33 out of 38 games. That's a record. Average attendances have been broken, which is to be expected. The highest attendance in the Premier League is now 120,000. That was Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. So it looks like Chelsea have a new ground. Elian Lopez Insaurralde Stadium, 120,000 capacity, built in 2092. So attendance records broken in the past few years by Chelsea. It looks like record results have stayed. No one's won more than 9-0. Man United versus Ipswich. Of course, we had another 9-0 this past season with Leicester and Southampton. The 7-4 between Reading and Portsmouth is still the highest scoring match. 11 goals there. 18 wins in a row stays the same. Hull went 10 games without scoring. That was in 2039, so that's a new record. No one scored more than 5 goals in the game, so they're still the same. Maybe more players have done that, but no one scored 6 in a game yet. But you've got the likes of Berbatov, Andy Cole, Defoe, and Shearer. I might be missing one that scored 5 in a game. I might be missing one in there somewhere. I'm not quite sure. Record assists, record average ratings. This is to be expected, I think. Yeah, results-wise, 4 and 5-0 has been the most. I don't see a 6-0 anywhere. That's quite surprising, actually. I thought there'd be some... not big wins, but I thought there'd be like a 6 or a 7 or maybe an 8. There was a 6-0 there, 2029. And there was a 7-0, which I just saw as well. But I'm surprised the 9-0 hasn't been broken, honestly. All right, that's enough Premier League for now. Let's have a look at some other leagues then. So the last time we looked at La Liga, Real Madrid and Barcelona continued to dominate. Say for, I think, 1 or 2 wins for Atletico. Let's see if that's changed, and it hasn't. It has not changed in 100 years. Real Madrid and Barcelona have completely swept up. Atletico have won a few here and there. They had a good spell actually in the 2080s, late 2070s, but Real Madrid and Barcelona have just kept it going throughout. I don't know if it's to do with reputation or not, because I'm sure I had La Liga loaded, but yeah. There's been no one else apart from Real Madrid, Barcelona or Atletico. Valencia recently have had a lot of second place finishes. Still waiting for that first win since like 2004, I think it was. And then other second places. We've had, I think I was Sevilla in there somewhere. Yeah, Sevilla. I think Real Betis were in a second place. Yeah, but that wasn't in the past 50 years. So this has completely stayed the same. Spain, Real Madrid and Barcelona still dominating. Bundesliga's most recent winners are Schalke. And we've had a few winners here and there. Wolfsburg had a really good spell of, 8 in a row. Bayern have won 1, but it's been a while before that since they'd actually won. But it looks like just Schalke, Wolfsburg and Bayern. I don't see anybody else. No, that's it. Hertha won back in 2065, but the past 50 years it's been the same 3 sides. Wolfsburg, Schalke and Bayern. Dortmund got a second place. Okay, Serie A is just completely dominated by the old lady, who's even older now. Lazio have won 3 in the past 6 years, but Juventus with this enormous spell of dominance for about 20 years. That's ridiculous. They've completely swept up. Few different ones spattered here and there. Napoli, Lazio, Inter, and I think that's pretty much it. Juventus have won a load of titles, and that really long spell, that is about 20 years, I think, maybe more. That's huge. The last time we looked at Ligue 1, it was very strange. It seems like PSG are back on top again, though. But the last time we looked at Ligue 1, there were some really weird winners in there. Metz had just started coming in, and Stade Rennais as well. But yeah, last time we left off, Dijon were in there as well. But we can see that Metz have won a few. Auxerre come back up again. Like they won it back in 2001? They were one of the best teams in France. So there's Auxerre. Lille won another one. Metz have come through a lot. There's Montpellier. Dijon got one back. Rennes won a few. There's Brest. But PSG have come back on top in recent years. The Ladbrokes Premiership. Wow. It's been a big change in Scotland. Celtic have not won in the past 10, 15 years. Celtic have not been anywhere near the top. What has happened to Celtic? They got second place, but when was the last time they won it? 2091. So it is a 20-year drought, pretty much, for Celtic. But recently we've had Livingston, Ross County, Dundee, and that's it. Livingston, Dundee and Ross County, all winners in the past 20 years. And there's Aberdeen, there's Hearts, Celtic won a few there, there's St Mirren. Celtic had a really good spell here, but then they were on a big drought now. Rangers, last one in 2058, so they haven't really come close. They've had a couple of runners up. It's a shift of power in Scotland. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a few different winners here and there, but I was still expecting Celtic to be, amongst the titles recently. But yeah, they've fallen away, it seems. We've just had the European Championship, and as you saw, England won it with an extra time win over Germany. So let's have a look at the winners of the Euros then. We'll look at the World Cup in a second. So where we left off, England won their first European Championship in 2068, beating Portugal. Portugal did then win in Switzerland and Austria. As I said before, it seems like the Euros rotate. Since England winning, we have Portugal, then Spain, then the Netherlands, and then England won 3 out of 4 with France in there. Spain won 3 in a row. France got it back. And then England with the last 2 wins. So no big surprises there, really. Netherlands winning a tournament for the first time in a while. They won it in 88. And they have won a few here and there, but no massive surprises there. I suppose Switzerland coming second is a bit of an upset. But yeah, the Euros don't really look too different. The World Cup, I've got a feeling it's going to be different. We saw Mexico win a few last time. So we'll see what this looks like. England again, winners of the World Cup. So England, world and European champions currently. Mexico still in the mix, it seems. They finished second and then finished third before that. And again, it looks like these World Cups sort of rotate. So we've had China, South Africa, Mexico, England. So it does look like these rotate a little bit. But the last time we left, England were World Cup winners. They defended the World Cup in 74 over Turkey. And then we had Paraguay win the World Cup. That's got to be a surprise. They've seemed to have come up and done well. And then France, and then Serbia, a new winner there as well. And then we had France, Portugal, England, and then Ireland winning the World Cup. And then the past 4, we've had the Netherlands, we've had France, and we've had England. That wasn't Holland's first World Cup. They won in 2030, but a couple of surprises in there. Serbia, Paraguay. Of course, we had Turkey near the start as well. Mexico have turned into a big power in the world. So that's interesting to see. Uruguay with a couple of runners up as well. Haven't won since their 1950 win. Wales came third. Ireland have become good. Yeah. There's a couple of surprises in there. We're going to look at the world transfer record and see if that has been broken. It was, I think, 211 million last time, if I remember. Let's see if that's been broken since then. No, it hasn't. Carlos Cesar still the world's most expensive player at £211 million from Dijon to Man City. The record has not been broken. Simon Mooney came close in 21-14, moved from Valencia to Wolfsburg for 196 million. Callum Williams moved for 193. Mooney moving twice in about 3-4 years from Forest to Valencia for 180. So he's really he's really brought in the money from his moves. So Cesar's transfer record remains unbeaten. I'm not sure that we'll go further. I don't think I've got time. If I had time and it wasn't so late in the FM20 cycle, I'd probably try and do another 100 years and go 200 years in the future, but I don't think I'm going to have time. It took me long enough to do this 50 years, so 100 years is going to be very difficult. I'm not sure if there's anything else that I can maybe show you that you want to see, but if there's anything you want to know, I'll leave this database on here so I can show you stuff. In fact, what I might do, I might try and export this database so you can download it for yourself and have a look. I think I might do that. If I can work out how to do it, then I will probably leave a link in the description to download this database so you can have a look around it yourself. And who knows, maybe even manage a side in this database. I think that'd be really cool. So I think I'll try and do that if I can. I'm going to try and make this database available for everybody 100 years in the future so you can download it yourself and, have a look around yourself at anything, see where your team is, or even, like I said, play a save in this one, maybe manage a side. Would you, I don't know, you could manage Newcastle and try and get them to defend their title, or get Man City back up there because they've fallen down. That'd be quite interesting, I think. So if I can do it, I'll try and make this database available if you want it, and I'll leave it in the description. Yeah, it's been a fun look at this database. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and if so, drop a like on the video, leave comments. If you haven't done so already, or if you're new, then do subscribe and turn on notifications. And I think that might be it for FM20 stuff until FM21 comes out. I don't really have any other plans for the game, so I think that might be it. But I'll make this database available for you. I think it's about time I uninstalled FM20 and get ready for FM21. I'm getting ready. I do have my saves planned now. I know 2 of my saves for the upcoming year, and I'm going to reveal them. I've already revealed one on Twitter. I'm going to reveal both saves in a video. Maybe next week, because I've got 2 GeoGuessr videos coming out this week. So I think we'll reveal the FM21 saves this time next week. Because I teased the other one with the Eastern Resurgence too, but I haven't told you what club. And I have announced my beta save on Twitter, but I've yet to announce it here. So I will announce that in next Tuesday's video. But for now, I think that's going to do it from FM20. And today, that's going to do it from me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.